happy Sunday, because as we know, I don't really plan ahead. I've been meaning to do this for a couple weeks now, and that is a review-ish of this YSL canvas belt bag. So this belt bag I had in leather with gold hardware. If you go back on my channel, you can find it. I think I filmed it in my car. I might have filmed it twice, but I sold that bag. And a couple reasons I sold it with this portion on the sides, when I wore it, was a little funky. I can't even explain what I mean by funky exactly, but the leather was very thin. I believe it was, I think it might have been lambskin. It was easily scratched. And because I also have the original Empreinte leather belt bag from Louis Vuitton, I just sort of felt that I didn't need to leather, black, gold hardware, roughly the same size belt bags. But when I saw this canvas version with the silver hardware, I was like, that speaks to me. Now, the great thing about this particular version of the belt bag, other than the fact that it is canvas and it is in silver hardware, is that it is about $300 less than the leather version. They still sell the leather version. I didn't see it on the YSL website, but I did find it on the Bloomingdale's website. So not helpful exactly, but I'll put a picture in there. So the leather version retails for $1,200, and I feel like when I got it, it was a little bit less. And then the canvas version is $890. So maybe it'll come back on the YSL website. Maybe they have it in store, but they definitely have it on the Bloomingdale's website right now. So am I happy with this version over the leather version? Absolutely. Like, hands down, this is, in my opinion, the better carefree version. It's not going to get scratched because it's canvas. There is leather trim. For example, the actual belt portion of the belt bag itself is leather, and it does sit a little bit nicer on my body. It's more foldable. This canvas, it's not coated canvas, it's not treated canvas, it's just legit canvas. It's really sturdy. The only thing that I will say that I didn't expect with this is it does pick up fuzz. I don't know if you can tell, but it will pick up fuzz if you're wearing a lighter color. Just something to keep in mind. I don't know that that's a deal breaker, but it does pick up some fuzz. I think the features of this one are the same as the leather, but I don't necessarily remember. I'd have to go back and watch my own video. There's not a whole lot of information about this belt bag out there. It's so underrated. When I go out and I wear this, people will compliment me on it. They'll be like, oh, that's so cute. I sometimes will get the question, is it real? Yes, it's real. This one was actually purchased from the YSL website, I believe. I've had it for a while. It is roughly the size of a 2-liter Lululemon. I think it's just a little bit more bougie. Obviously, it's, about $800 more, so yes. But at the same time, it is fairly carefree. It only comes in black in both versions. I think at one point in time they had a white leather version, but I just didn't jump on it at that point in time, so white leather version is sort of a thing of the past. I don't see these too often on resale sites, and I definitely don't see them out and about and around town. One of the things I like about designer belt bags as opposed to the Lululemon ones is the Lululemon ones habitually, the strap just keeps loosening on its own. I wore it yesterday because it was raining. I wore my pink one, and again, the strap loosens on its own, and it just is infuriating when you're used to a bag that doesn't have that problem. One of the problems this bag does have is when you are wearing it, I have my little Labubu over here. Ooh, I just poked it in the eye. And I have it on this from Amazon, so you can't get them off, right? When you have it across your body like this and you go to open it, you almost have to hold it up here, kind of right at boob level, because otherwise it does have a tendency to spill forward, right? So if your stuff isn't secured and, your stuff could easily fall out, not the best, right? So for example, if I'm here and I have stuff along the top, it could easily slip out. Some of the features that this bag has on the interior, and the more I use it, the more it kind of loosens itself up, but it has a slip pocket on the back, which I do not use, and it has card holders on the front. Okay. We have to empty it. Hold up. We just got to empty everything out of here. I can show you capacity then as well as to what it fits. I tried to go sort of bare minimum. And I would say I don't use the slip pocket on the front. And I noticed I have something in there. I think this is something that my daughter, she wrote me a little message about, I have a cute outfit. So, okay, but it has card slots on the front, and it has how many? 1, 2, 3. 3. So technically I could put all of my cards in there, and they're probably fairly secure. And then you could put some bills in the back, the slip pocket, because they're as long as bills. So you could essentially use this almost as a wallet on a chain. I don't. We've discussed this. I'm not that committed to a bag. Like, I'm not going to use this tomorrow, so why am I? So for a card holder, I have this Celine card holder. It's very slim, and I just put that in the front. The mini pochette, obviously, here she is. She's just going to go in there, and that's where obviously I'm going to keep a lot of my smaller goods so that they don't fall out. This is large enough that it's not going to fall out. Oops, I have some AirPods. This is a small bag. I would not say that this is a large bag. I would not say that this isn't necessarily an everyday bag. I have 2 lip products at the moment, some Dior lip glow and this creme brulee, like Henderson, I don't know. Anyway, and I just put those on the side. This one, unlike the bag that I reviewed last week, which was the Louis Vuitton one that I used for Easter, the pochette accessories, this one can hold the Touchland hand sanitizer. And if I had to choose, I choose Touchland because I don't have to open anything. I'm not afraid it's going to leak. And I can put this, I have put this on its side, right there in the front. We have my keys. Oh, I gotta put my work keys back on my keys. That makes me so sad. I should do that. I should set my alarm and put my work keys back on. And then I have some hand cream that's pretty much almost empty, but we're gonna stick it in there anyway. Finally, I have some sunglasses by a company called Diff Eyewear. And then in the very back, I have my phone. And then it's all in there. There are times when it's difficult for me to close this depending on what I have in here, but at the moment it seems pretty easy right there. So again, I feel like if you don't know that this bag exists, you're never going to find it, because you almost have to go out and actively look for this bag. And it's the canvas version. It's not the leather version. This is the canvas version. And so could I throw it in the washing machine? Probably not, but I could use something to wipe it down, unlike leather, and it's not going to get scratched. It's small. When was the last time I took this? Oh, I took this to the aquarium the other day. And so it was a nice aquarium bag. Perfect for a day out. But if I'm going to be spending, like if I need a charger or a battery or more makeup, then obviously this is not the bag. This is a day bag. I'm just running around. For example, today we're going to go grocery store, mall, get ready for school. Like there's nothing that I'm going to be away from the house for an extended period of time. So it's a great bag for that. Later on in the week, like when I go to work, I've got 2 field trips this week, and my dad is going into the hospital for another surgery. This is not the bag I would take. It's a little bit too small for that. This is a weekend bag. This is a run around town bag, but this is not I'm staying out for the entire day. I am not an amusement park person. I've been to amusement parks, right? But I'm not, like, that's not my first choice of a place where I would go. I would say this is not an amusement park bag. If you are, like, I have a good friend who considers herself an amusement park person. Like, if there's an amusement park, she will go to it. She loves Disney. She loves Hershey Park, Dorney Park, Six Flags. She loves all of them. She and her family, you know, not just a 50-year-old woman at amusement parks. But that's just not my jam. It's not my thing. So, but if I were going to the zoo, I'm an animal person. Zoos, aquariums, safari parks, not the bag I would take. There's just not enough room. Couldn't carry everything that I need. Not very practical. But for running around town, for sure. For running around town and wanting something a little bit more elevated or something that will stay on your body the way it was designed to do and not loosen that strap so that you're wearing, you know, it stays close to your body the entire time. I think it's a great pick. And like I said, if you didn't know that this bag existed, you would never know. But if you go out and look for it, you can find canvas, YSL, canvas, felt bag with silver hardware. And it has a very adjustable strap. I have it on the third to longest to wear it as a crossbody. But I mean, I think I could wear it as a belt bag. I'm not going to try it because I'm being lazy. I'm being very lazy and I would never actually wear it as a belt bag. So I'm just not going to. It's been, you know, you talk about spring break. First of all, I just want to say, as a teacher, I'm blessed to have a spring break. I'm blessed to have a spring break with my child. Like, this is great. I'm not complaining at all. But my spring break and a lot of my friends' spring breaks were very different. We had to put a family member into hospice care at the beginning of spring break. I had to set up my dad's next surgery. It was not like we went to Hawaii. We traveled. We didn't even go to the zoo. We went to the aquarium. We didn't go to the zoo. Like, it was definitely different than, you know, maybe there was no partying going on at our spring break. But I'm a little depressed to go back to work. Not really, just a little, only because it is my dad's surgery week, and that's going to be hard to juggle. When I think about, like, responsibilities, and I feel like I would get some pushback for this. He has to go by transport. I can't take him. He's in a gurney. Like, I can't put that in my car. He can't stand, he can't walk, he can't do anything. So he has to be gurneyed transport, like practically an ambulance, but it's medical transport, which is not an ambulance. Anyway, not the point, but medical transport to a hospital. The surgeon that is doing the operation is based out of a hospital that's like 45 minutes away from here. So that's a bit of a trial, right? And so his check-in time is, sorry, I have like hair in my mouth. That was just gross. His check-in time is 10 a.m., but his surgery is at 1 p.m. On that particular day, I am slated to take my sophomores, not random sophomores, not other teachers' sophomores, my personal sophomores. They're mine. No, my children to the aquarium. And for some of these kids, this might be their only chance to go to the aquarium. It's a school-sponsored trip. We are doing it because these are our future teachers. They're going to be developing lesson plans, like what would you teach students? It's a learning experience for them as well. They go through a lesson, then they have to design their own lesson. For some of them, it's the only field trip in high school that they're going to get. And for others, it's the only field trip. It's the only time they're going to get to see the aquarium. If I don't go on this field trip, they don't go on this field trip. That's just, the bus has been ordered, the tickets have been ordered. That's the way it is. So I'm sending my dad to his surgery with a nurse, like nursing assistants, and they're going to check him in. And then when he comes out of the recovery room, I'll be there. Like, when the surgery's over, I will be there. But like, during, what am I going to do? Sit in the waiting room? You know, like, I'm not the one doing the surgery. So that's a bit stressful though, right? Like, juggling all of that, like, does he have the right paperwork? Are they going to get him there in time? Is he, he's not able to make decisions. He's not able to do things on his own. So just setting that all up, hiring people to help out there, and then driving, like, getting the kids on the bus, keeping track of the kids, keeping track of them at the aquarium, making sure that they all get back on the bus, taking the bus back to school, getting in my car, and then driving to the hospital to you know, make a payment and then, you know, see him after he recovers. Like, that's a lot in one day. That's a lot. And then the next day, I'm taking the juniors and seniors on a college tour. I know, it's just the way it worked out with my schedule versus, well, first the sophomores are mine, so they're my responsibility, but the juniors and seniors, they were mine. They've passed, you know, they're older, but it just so happened that their current teachers couldn't take them, and so it works with my schedule that I'll even out. We're doing block schedule those 2 days, and I'll even out, so I'll miss the same amount of classes. So I'll miss 1, 3, 5 on Thursday when I'm with the sophomores, and then 2, 4, 6. Except I don't have a third and I don't have a sixth. So I'm really, like, it just evens me out a little bit. So, and it's fine because the other teachers couldn't do it, and then again, these kids can go. But we're doing that, and my dad, and my daughter's summer camp fills up really fast. So we got to get around that. There's a lot. So I think there's a point to this rambling. Why do y'all even want? Just getting it off my chest. I'm just, the point is, I think I'm going to do a week of bags, and I think I'm going to really focus on some of my thrifted bags. My secondhand, pre-loved bags. Adopted. I'm adopted. My bags are adopted. My adopted bags this week. I think that's a good focus. And I might take the camera because, again, like I said, sitting down, talking to the camera helps me mentally deal with all of this other craziness. So thanks for listening to that rant. I really do appreciate it. YSL canvas belt bag. Seriously, one of the best summer. You could take this to the beach, throw it around. It'd be great. I love it. I love this bag. So if you can get your hands on one, I would. I don't know. Like I said, it's not on the YSL website anymore. So I do feel like maybe it might be reaching the end of its production line. So if you can get one, get one. And I would 100% go for the canvas over the leather. So I will see you soon. Have a great week. God bless. See you later.